Yeah, guys, I'm starting to record now. So let's get the EMA going. First of all, I will start with a short introduction on what is achieved so far and how far are we with the tracker of V2 of the tracker, which is expected to be released somewhere around the end of the month. No exact date, unfortunately, yet. We pretty much like we expected to be done with that a lot sooner. Unfortunately, circumstances and things change a bit, so we had to postpone the launch for a few weeks, but we're getting there. We're really close. So far, we have finished the UI design and how it's going to look. So that's done. It's off the table. And right now, we're actually working on the functionality. We added some very interesting new features to the tracker. For example, one of the features which is going to be added in the next version, which was missing in the previous one, except of course the new design and better functionality, it's a notification system on the alert tab, where you're pretty much going to be receiving not just notifications when you're on the platform, but you're also going to have the option to either choose between an SMS or an email notification about your favorite tokens. Let's say that you set a price alert for Bitcoin, for example, or any other token which is in your portfolio and you're following. Pretty much once your target gets hit, you have an option to turn on and off. Of course, if people don't want to have it, they can turn it off. You're going to have the ability to pretty much like receive an SMS on your phone number if you wish to provide that one, or an email to a private email, and you will receive a notification that the price has reached your target. So far, we have built all of the social feeds where where we're going to be extracting data about your favorite tokens from social media, Twitter, Facebook, so on and so on. Um, right now, most of the functionality which we're having, which we have at the moment, and which how can I say it? Re- we're just need to move it from the old version of the V1 to the V2, so we can mix all of it together and have one final product. We don't expect it to be too long, but again, it's time consuming, and we cannot give exact date yet. Um, but yeah, on the development side, pretty much that's it. Right now, I want to talk a bit more about marketing and how we're planning to move forward. Having a good product is it's a great thing, but without marketing, the product is just a product. So we're deciding to start a new marketing campaign. So we're in the phase of preparations for the next marketing wave, which is going to be focusing entirely on the products of LinkSync. And this time we're going to be using a different approach from the previous time, because so far we're focusing more over like Telegram groups, KuCoin ads, and just the basic stuff around crypto. Now we're going to be taking a different approach. So we're going to be preparing articles for the biggest crypto medias out there, such as MarketWatch, Yahoo Finance, and hopefully we can land down Bloomberg as well. But those who are secure for the moment are Yahoo Finance and MarketWatch with Nasdaq. Those are the ones which pretty much like we have in the basket, which are going to be probably start. We're going to see them in the next couple of days, probably starting from tomorrow. Cannot give exact dates yet. Again, we have the contracts. We just need to sign them, make the payment, and they're going to release the articles. Again, we need to find a good article writer so we can prepare a really nice article explaining what is LinkSync, what exactly are we developing. Of course, we can write it ourselves, but it needs to be more on academical level if you want to look professional. So we're going to be using a third party for that service so we can look more professional. Um, the idea about the article is that we want to have more reach outside of the basic crypto world, which is these days mostly around coin market cap and X2's trending. Those are stuff which we're not interested in. Of course, having attention from coin market cap, it's nice, but that should not be the main focus when you're marketing a product. We're a serious company and we're having serious targets. What exactly are we expecting to receive? We're expecting to get a lot of new followers, to get a lot of new investors coming out of those crypto medias, all of the medias which we have chosen to pretty much like write an article for us are crypto related, investments related, and we're expecting to see some pretty nice results out of that. Again, we're going to do a marketing wave now before the tracker launch, because we do believe that sometimes you don't need to have the product so you can hype up the community. So this is exactly what we're looking for at the moment. We want to hype up everything to be prepared for the release. And once we get near to the stage of the release, we're going to run some more ads. And again, we're going to have on the day of the release, we're going to have all of those social medias and all of those medias posting one more time an article for us. So we can pretty much like announce that our products are ready and people now can use them. Pretty much this is everything around what what we have done and what we're planning to do ahead. I wanted to take a moment to thank everybody for the support and the trust in the team, which you're showing every day. We absolutely love you guys, and we're gonna keep doing our best so we can reach the targets as soon as possible. With that, I'm opening the EMA for questions. If anybody wants to add something, to ask something, or to find out something about LinkSync, please go ahead. Those who are shy, always remember, if you don't want to talk, just write the question in the comment section in the chat, and we're gonna read it and answer. Thank you.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, hey.
All right. I just want to say thank you to the team for the good job that they've been doing and all of that. All right. So my question is, okay. So before the tracker, uh, earlier, right, we were told like the tracker is going to be anyone who wants to use a tracker, right? The advanced features, right? You have to hold like a bit of link sync before you're going to get access to the tracker. But during the last AMA, we were told like you guys have changed the idea of holding link sync to a stable coin, right? So this brings my question to the launchpad, right? So you guys said the launchpad, anyone who's going to launch on the launchpad is supposed to like hold sync for maybe like 6 months or something. So what prevents you guys from changing your idea again when it gets to the launchpad being launched? Like maybe you're not going to make people like hold the sync for maybe 6 months, which is going to like maybe push the price of the sync up forward or something like that. What prevents you guys from changing your decision about holding sync to a stable coin on that one too?
No, Miller. So the idea about the tracker, again, people who are holding LinkSync tokens will gain access to the tracker automatically. Probably you didn't understand everything. Uh, the tracker will have a premium version, which will have features on top of the basic one, which people could unlock if they wish to do so. For example, if they wish to receive a notification with an SMS every time when they receive a price alert or when something is happening, which they're following around the tracker, and they want to have like more visibility, so like to have more accessibility, then if they wish to do so, they can upgrade to premium, and then they can pay a simple fee, a very small and tiny fee in USDT, and they can get that service. But if you're holding sync tokens and if you wish to use the tracker, you always have the option to do so. On the launchpad, it's the same story. Like, of course, we are going to be launching a new project, we cannot get the liquidity in LinkSync tokens, because then that liquidity needs to be moved to a separate project, which means that it needs to be sold on our market and moved to a different market. So again, the liquidity will probably be in something stable like BUSD or USDT, so we can have that stability. Again, people who are holding sync tokens will have the privilege to participate in those pre-sales.
All right. So my point is right. So earlier, right, they said like before a project launches on the launchpad, right? The project is supposed to hold sync for maybe 6 months, right? And also hold like lock their tokens also for 6 months. So based on the explanation that you're giving right now shows that like the project doesn't need to hold like maybe buy sync or hold a sync for that duration, if I'm getting you
No,
right.
no, no more. Uh, in order for a project to start on the launchpad, they need to pass an extensive KYC and to prove that they're having a great product or an idea or a team which is willing to deliver. But there is no condition of buying sync tokens or holding sync tokens from their side. The condition is for the people who are participating in the pre-sale, those who want to have a occasion to hold sync tokens so they can participate in that pre-sale.
Okay, all right. So what prevents sync from being becoming like something like PooCoin? Whilst PooCoin are mostly they making money, the company is making money from advertisements and all of that. So if their token is not getting like there's no increase in price of the token, it wouldn't be any problem for the company, because the company is already making money from the advertisements and all of that. So people holding the token are not going to benefit much from holding the token. What prevents LinkSync from becoming something like that?
Well, there is absolutely no way how we can turn LinkSync into PooCoin, and the first reason for it is that pretty much like we are having absolutely zero advertisements on our products, so this is something which we are like really against from day one. And the second thing, like all of the funds which, for example, the launchpad will generate will go back towards buybacks in the LinkSync price, so we can make sure that the price is increasing. Our idea with the products and everything which we're doing around LinkSync is to give it back to the LinkSync community. It's not to be profitable for the company. Again, we do need those profits at some point because we need to support the servers which the programs are running. We need to support the community with more marketing so we can raise the price. But everything which is not being put it in the marketing or in development, it will go back to the community. That's the general concept of it.
All right, okay. Thank you for the explanation. I get it. All right, thanks.
Thank you, Myor.
All
We
right.
have a question for Kai, and he's asking about the NFTs and when they're gonna be launched. And he's asking if we're gonna be pretty much like contributing with different artists or with celebrities. In relation to the artists, I'm gonna be fully transparent with you, Kai. We're not planning to do collaboration with any artists because the idea of the NFTs are to be pretty basic, to be pretty general. We don't have a date for them yet. We're planning to do it probably after we end the campaign, after we end the marketing campaign, which we're starting from tomorrow. Once this is done, probably the next step will be launching the NFTs. We do have the NFTs ready. They're created. They're pretty decent. So it's not about the art when we're gonna be like when you're doing research around LinkSync NFTs. It's not about the art, it's about the utility of the NFT which you're getting. So, short answer to that, no, we don't care how exactly they're looking. Again, they're looking nice, they're okay, they are fine, you're gonna like them. But it's not about the art, it's about the utility. Any questions?
All right, my next
Uh,
question.
just a second before that, because Maut asked a question. So
Okay.
we all know that pretty much like the staking pools are coming to an end, and the end is pretty near. So far we are looking for different solutions how pretty much like we can either extend the staking pools, the decision is not taken, or we can launch a new campaign which will be liquidity farming. So the liquidity farming will be pretty much same as the staking pools. but with the only difference that pretty much like people who need to provide, for example, let's say $100 in sync tokens and pair that with $100 in BNB, and they need to provide liquidity to PancakeSwap. In exchange, they will receive a cake tokens, which are liquidity tokens, and they can stake those tokens again for sync tokens, so they can get more tokens. Again, this is not something which we have taken a final decision on. Once we have a decision on it, and it will come before the end of the staking pool, we're going to announce that, and we're going to have another email explaining what is our decision and how exactly we're planning to do it. Yes, about all the taxes which people got charged when they move their tokens to the staking pools are going to be refunded with the tokens which you have earned in the staking pool. Miller, you had a question as well.
I think you just clarified. The question I was going to ask about was about the, how do you call it, the liquidity, right? But it's like you explained it with the staking pool. So you guys are going to provide like a way that we can also add our liquidity to LinkSync, right? Where we can also earn passive income from providing liquidity to LinkSync. Is that right?
Yeah, everybody who wants to do it, he can do it. Like, this is how it works. Like when you're providing liquidity, you automatically start earning compound based on the trading volume. So even if you don't have it as a service, you can still do it on the Pancake Swap. You just need to pair USDT or BNB with pretty much with sync tokens.
Yeah, I know about that. I was just going to ask about, like, you guys were talking about you going to strengthen the liquidity so that like people wouldn't really dump on you guys because people bought it at the lowest. So if let's say I bought like thousand around like 200,000 market cap and it's rises, then anyone can dump. So I was just going to ask about what was the plan to strengthen the liquidity, since it's like you guys talked about it the last time, like you're going to try and strengthen the liquidity so that people won't really dump on the project and all that.
One of the solutions which we do have about the liquidity pools is the NFT sale, which we discussed in the last CMA. And the idea there is that all of the funds which are collected again from the NFTs are going to go towards liquidity pool in PancakeSwap, so we can increase the liquidity pool and make the price much more sustainable, and also to get this listed on our first central exchange, so we can be listed on a central exchange, so we can be even more secure than we are at the moment. Not that we need it because we do have Certic with a great score, but still, for credibility, being listed in Central Exchange is far better than just being on PancakeSwap.
Yeah, sure. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, Matt, we do know about that as well, and the dev team is informed. So, unfortunately, they're really busy, and right now we have given them the green light to focus entirely on the tracker because this is priority for us. We do want to deliver that as soon as possible. Once they have some free time, they're gonna look what exactly it's causing this, and we're gonna fix that as well. Anton, you wanted to ask something at the beginning, but JD interrupted you. Do you want to ask your question now?
Sorry, can you just give a quick lowdown of what's been said so far? I've just joined the AMA.
Well, we did say a lot of things, but we did record the EMA. So once it ends, you can go back and pretty much like listen to everything because we do have some very important things which we mentioned at the beginning of the EMA in relation to marketing. What are the plans ahead?
Okay. And are there dates or anything like that being given
For the
in
tracker,
terms of
we're expecting it.
NFTs and their trackers? Yeah.
For the tracker, we're expecting it to be ready around the end of the month, and for the NFTs, once we end with the marketing push, which we're preparing from tomorrow,
Mhm.
at the end of it, we're expecting to release the NFTs as well.
And how will the NFTs be released, like to, well, the holders? Like, is it going to be first come, first serve?
Uh,
Or
no, pretty much like we're gonna have enough NFTs, so whoever wants to get one will get one for sure. But pretty much the way we're planning to do it is gonna be three different waves, so everybody can participate. Probably one wave is going to be sold on Friday. After that, on the next Friday, we're going to have another sale, and on the third Friday, we're going to sell the last batch of it. So this is how we're planning to do it. Again, it's not final. Once we have the final information, we're going to announce it in the main chat as well. But we did talk about that in the beginning, so just give it a quick spin after it ends. A lot of useful things there.
okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anton has have something to say about the central exchanges. Yes, I was just talking about that. We're planning to have our first central exchange after we end the NFT sale, once we have the funds. So pretty much like we can fund it and we can expand further. Yeah, we do have plans for central exchanges. Any questions?
How's the testing going for the tracker?
Well, we did explain it in the beginning, but I'm gonna go really shortly because we were not here. Pretty much like on the tracker, we have finished everything around the UI, and right now we're entirely moving to the functionality, so we can make sure that everything is functional before releasing it. We added some pretty cool features. For example, one of the features which we added to the tracker is when you're receiving an alert, for example, if you're following, for example, the price of Bitcoin, just an example, you have the ability, of course, if you wish to do so, it's not going to be a mandatory, to turn on smart notifications, and pretty much when the price, your price target or anything which you're following around that token hits a target, you have the option to choose between an SMS notification or an email notification, so you can be updated whenever you are on the go with important information in relation to the tokens which you're following, and many other things which I cannot disclose yet. But once we're near to the final days of the release, we're gonna announce all of the functionality which we have built in the new version. But so far so good. Most of the functionality which we have in the tracker is already ready on the V1, so it's just about improvements and putting it in the right place. Today, for example, we have finished with the social feed. So right now, when you choose a token, which, for example, you're tracking, once you open it, you're on the right side, you're going to have a tab with all of the public information about the token, Twitter posts, Facebook posts. Whenever somebody posts about that token, you're going to get that in the news feed. So you can be up to date to the news around the token as well. And a lot of other cool features which are currently in development, but they're going to be done pretty soon. Anyone wants to add something? To add something?
Hey, good day, gentlemen. This is Nexus. Hello to everyone. Nick, good hearing from you again. Just a couple comments. I came into the AMA asking, or was going to ask you about the any possible preparations for the staking to be ended. I consider myself an optimist as opposed to a pessimist, but we all know in different projects that some people, I believe, when we initially staked three months ago, we were up about 3 to 4 times where we're at now. So some people won't be happy, and as you acknowledged, we can't make everyone happy. We can't control where the market's at, but people will dump. So I just want to make a comment and let people, remind them that it's pretty important that you guys are deciding your campaign to be pushed or started, today or tomorrow, to kind of alleviate or avoid any kind of big dumping in that sense. Secondly, with regards to the NFTs, I'm on other ledgers, other projects, and your team may want to consider an auction of some sort. It does really well, as opposed to having a low buy purchase across the board with an infinite amount of NFTs. You guys may want to conduct a sort of auction. It doesn't matter to me if the K's of the world buy out all the NFTs, because the premise is to support the project as a whole and benefit the team as well as us as the holders, the investors. So just something to consider. My only 2 comments today. Thank you again, guys.
Thank you for that, Nexus. Just to add something, unfortunately, this is something which it's possible for us to do. I know the concept, and I believe it's great because that way, pretty much like everybody who wants to show their support, even they can come and buy for, let's say, $1, and these funds which are gonna go towards the greater good. However, that's not the case with LinkSync NFTs. I don't know if you were on the previous EMA, but LinkSync NFTs are going to be able to be staked. And once you stake your NFT, you're going to be receiving a passive income from your NFTs, like staking LinkSync tokens in the staking pool. But that NFT will bring you, like, for example, passive income for life. For example, if you buy $50 worth an NFT which worth $50, that NFT will generate $50 on the current rate. It will generate the tokens for $50 on the current rate forever, pretty much. Even if the price goes 10x, you're still going to be generating, let's say, 1 trillion tokens. Just an example. And so unfortunately, we cannot give everybody an access to those NFTs, because at some point we're going to get to where, like, we have 5,000 people, everybody expecting to receive income from the NFTs, but unfortunately there aren't going to be enough tokens for everybody. But yeah, I believe, like, if we do something like that, it needs to be with the pretty basic NFTs which are not being able to stake, and they're just for the people to show their appreciation for the project and so on.
That makes sense. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate that. And sorry, one last thing regarding the options of your team, you gentlemen, debating whether or not to extend the staking or go with the liquidity buildup. Just my 2 cents. I know it doesn't matter overall, but you guys might want to try a vote. But I currently enjoy the simplicity of the current staking. I would recommend a possibly higher tier if you want to stick with the same bronze, silver, gold, maybe add a platinum. We do have our whales establishing, and for example, 1 trillion stake would be very enticing to users like myself. It's just something to think about, but I think as complex as the product of LinkSync will provide us and the world, we want to make what we can make simple, keep it simple, and I think the staking, we're there. It is simple, it's clean, it's intuitive, and it's very straightforward, and it's one less thing for you guys to worry about in my eyes. And like I said, other than adding a possible new tier, I think that'd be the way to go right now.
Thank you, Nexus. We appreciate your opinion. And as always, like, if you believe that something may help us move forward, or if you're having a great idea, guys, don't be afraid, don't be shy. Just share your thoughts with us. Like, if you have something which you think that it will be beneficial for us and for you guys as a community, just share it with us. And we're going to try our best to make it happen.
I appreciate it.
All right, guys. If there are no other questions, I'm gonna end the EMA here because I have a meeting with our news guys, so we can prepare everything for tomorrow and we can get the things going. Thank you all for joining, and hope we're gonna see each other in the next one, guys. Have a great evening.
Take care.